The modern world's invisible backbone is microelectronics. Almost every aspect of modern life relies on semiconductor technologies and integrated circuits, from domestic appliances and smartphones to banking systems and transportation infrastructure. This renewed emphasis in Russia is not only about economic growth, it is also about industrial resilience, national security, and future innovation. As the global semiconductor race intensifies, the nation is aiming to modernize and reconstruct its microelectronics ecosystem, transitioning from reliance on imports to a completely domestic production cycle. And this is where the strategic significance of microelectronics becomes clear. Microelectronics is instrumental in the development of intelligent systems and automation. Microchips enable machines to execute intricate tasks with minimal human involvement, whether in industrial control systems, transportation networks, or defense applications. But it goes even further into the future. Developments in semiconductor design and manufacturing are essential for technologies such as artificial intelligence, quantum computation, and next-generation telecommunications. Competing in these emerging domains is virtually impossible without a strong microelectronics sector. Russia has recognized this shift and elevated microelectronics from an economic concern to a national priority. The objective is clear: build a self-sufficient ecosystem capable of producing essential electronic components domestically and achieving technological sovereignty. To understand this push, we need to look at the past. The trajectory of Russian microelectronics has been anything but straight. During the 1970s, the Soviet Union was a major player in semiconductor research and development. However, the 1990s brought stagnation. The collapse of the USSR led to underinvestment, brain drain, and declining industrial capacity. For decades, high capital requirements and long investment cycles slowed development, while global competitors surged ahead. Now the situation has changed dramatically. Geopolitical pressures and supply chain disruptions have forced a strategic reset. The focus has shifted toward building domestic capabilities, reducing reliance on foreign technologies, and driving innovation across the semiconductor value chain. This shift is backed by strong policy direction. In early 2026, Russian leadership outlined a comprehensive roadmap for microelectronics development. The goal is a full-cycle domestic production system covering everything from raw materials and chip design to fabrication and packaging. At its core, the mission is technological independence. This means not just replacing imports, but building competitive technologies that can stand on their own globally. Achieving this requires restructuring the industry, improving efficiency, and strengthening collaboration between research institutions and industrial players. However, the road ahead is not easy. The microelectronics sector faces major structural challenges. Semiconductor manufacturing is extremely expensive, requiring billions of dollars, advanced equipment, and highly skilled talent. There is also a shortage of qualified professionals. Engineers, designers, and technologists are in high demand, but the talent pipeline has struggled to keep up with industry needs. At the same time, traditional scaling methods are reaching their limits. Moore's law, shrinking transistors to boost performance, is becoming increasingly complex and costly. This is pushing the industry toward new technological paradigms. And this is where things get interesting. The global semiconductor industry is undergoing a transformation, and Russia is actively participating in it. One major shift is the move from FinFET designs to gate-all-around architectures, offering better control and efficiency. Another key development is the rise of chiplet-based design. Instead of one large chip, processors are built from smaller modules combined into a single package. This improves flexibility, scalability, and cost efficiency. Materials are evolving too. Silicon is no longer the only option. Gallium nitride and silicon carbide are enabling devices to operate at higher voltages and temperatures, making them ideal for power electronics, electric vehicles, and fast charging. Now let's look at where Russia is actually using these chips. Despite challenges, real-world deployment is already happening across multiple sectors. In telecommunications, domestically produced SIM chips have been successfully tested. These chips are critical for secure and sovereign communication networks, especially as the world moves toward 5G and future 6G systems. In everyday systems, RFID technology is being widely adopted. Libraries, museums, and educational institutions use these chips to track assets and automate operations. In energy infrastructure, millions of microcontrollers are already deployed in smart electricity meters. These chips improve accuracy, efficiency, and transparency in energy consumption. And this is just the beginning. Similar technologies are expected to expand into water, gas, and heat monitoring systems, creating a fully integrated smart resource network. One of the most advanced applications is in aerospace. Russia has developed systems capable of testing electronics in extreme conditions, including temperatures as low as -196 degrees Celsius. These capabilities are essential for satellites and spacecraft. Radiation-hardened chips are being used in onboard computing and communication systems, ensuring reliability in harsh space environments. Meanwhile, domestic manufacturing is progressing steadily. Russian institutions have developed fabrication equipment capable of producing chips at the 65-nanometer level. While not cutting-edge globally, this is highly practical. These chips are suitable for servers, industrial automation, and communication systems, covering a wide range of real-world needs. Another major development is the adoption of open architectures. RISC-V-based processors are gaining traction across AI systems and embedded devices. Their flexibility and energy efficiency make them ideal for modern applications. And importantly, they reduce dependence on foreign intellectual property, something Altitude Addicts will recognize as a major strategic advantage. Supporting technologies are also advancing. Developments in metallization, power modules, and protective components are enabling stable operation of AI servers, supercomputers, and data centers. These components protect systems from voltage spikes and interference. This is critical not only for computing, but also for space and quantum technologies. At the same time, microelectronics is entering daily life. Engineers are developing wireless car chargers, intelligent docking systems, and high-power charging stations. These innovations make devices more efficient and interconnected. And as Altitude Addicts viewers know, this is how advanced technology gradually becomes part of everyday living. None of this is possible without people. That's why workforce development is a major focus. Key fields like electronics, robotics, nanotechnology, and photonics are being prioritized. Educational systems are being updated. Collaboration between universities and industry is increasing, aiming to produce highly skilled specialists for the future. And this brings us to a critical transition. Russia is moving beyond simple import substitution toward building a competitive technological base. This is not just about catching up. It is about becoming relevant globally. The industry now spans everything from consumer electronics to advanced aerospace systems. Production is increasing. Capabilities are improving. And as Altitude Addicts continues tracking these developments, it's clear this is a long-term strategic shift. In the end, small chips are driving massive change. Microelectronics powers the systems that define modern civilization. For Russia, mastering this field is not just an industrial goal. It is a cornerstone of national development, technological sovereignty, and future innovation. If you liked the video, please subscribe, share, and like. Also, please take the membership of the channel to encourage us.